So you're 13 years old, correct?
Yeah.
And you get sold into
Sex slave.
sex slavery.
Yeah.
Is it only women that escape?
Most of them are women because women are more in demand. There are men. Men are sold for as a forced labor, so they are like livestock. They let them sleep with their pigs and cows and horses in the barn and give them bare minimum food, and then they make them to do the most dangerous labor, like cutting the big woods, the mining and those kind of wood, and then they use the men's labor like that. But women's is more lucrative because they can sell us more higher price, and a lot of organ harvesting. They buy us for our organs.
China buys you for organ harvesting.
And they buy us as a prostitute. So they put us in a brothels, in a room. There's no rights, and they just put you in the room and get you raped. Like sometimes I heard like 500 times. And you eventually die after 6 months. You cannot take it anymore. And you die, then they buy a new girl and let her be raped and die. And some of them, like me, are being sold to another trafficker. And my mom was sold for a man in a farming town who was like mentally not stable. And they buy them as fake wives, as sex slaves. And if you are lucky, you get only raped by your supposedly husband. But a lot of times, the cousins, fathers, father-in-laws, and the whole town men rape you around, or
The whole
entire
town.
a whole town. They raise money and buy one girl and then rape around, and if she dies, they bring another girl, or like an entire family, brothers, buy the girl and then share. It's just sex toy they buy.
Wow, that is heavy. How did you get trafficked?
In some sense, they sold my mother first, and they charged her for $65.
They
Mother's
sold
price.
your mother for $65.
Yeah, in the 21st century, and I mean they were negotiating our price right in front of us. Like they make us to turn around and check our bodies, and they realized I was a virgin, so that was valuable because I was some perverted men love child virginity, so they sold me over like $20 separate from my mom. And then there's a human trafficker wings, right? Each trafficker makes more money on top of you, make the margins on you. So North Korean trafficker sold me, and this Chinese first trafficker selling me to the second trafficker. And that trafficker was a Han Chinese who bought me. His name is Hong Wei. He decided to kill me. He wanted me for himself, for his mistress. And these traffickers are like, in some sense, like kings, right? They have a lot of mistresses because they can afford it. I mean, if you can afford money to buy these girls, you can have like literally, theoretically, even 10,000 of them if you want to. So he had a lot of mistresses before me, and he have sex with them, and he get bored, and he sell them to a guy, right? Like that was a thing. It's like, okay, he buys a girl, he gets sick, then he sells her to another farmer or another brother, whoever give them the most money, and then he wanted to do that with me. So initially he wanted to play with me and keep me as his mistress, and he somehow thought was very, very new that by the time the North Korean trafficker, that guy, and Chinese trafficker, then by the time it's a third line of trafficking. So a lot of them do not keep virginity. By then they are all get raped, and they do not keep that virginity. So he was amused. Like, this is actually for the first time I got somebody who kept their virginity till this line. Like, how did you do that? And luckily I was with my mom, with a Chinese broker, and when he was trying to rape me, my mother offered her. And then after that, the guy trying to rape me, I felt like hell. I don't know what strength came out of me. I fought like hell because I was ready to die. I was gonna kill myself if he raped me. And he thought, okay, if she kills herself, and literally she's crazy right now, then I cannot make any money out of her. So for him, okay, then I need to make money out of her. And
This is the third iteration
this is
or the
a
first iteration.
this is a Chinese broker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were sold to one trafficker.
So
then
from
that
North
trafficker
Korea
sold you
to-
to the next.
Yeah.
He decided to keep you as a
No.
mistress.
So there's a North Korean trafficker. There's a
Okay.
woman, and then the guy who crossing the river for us. That's North Korean too. And then from there, the first trafficker was Chinese, Korean ethnic Chinese, and then he sold us to another broker, with my mother at the time, and he sold my mom separately, and he kept me to rape me.
Okay.
And there I lost my mind. I was so fighting hard. And then he sold me to another trafficker. That was the third guy. That was a Han Chinese. That's when he decided to kill me. And then I was kill myself. I was gonna try to kill myself. And he said, if you become my mistress, I'm gonna help you to find your family. Because he was the one sold my mother to a Chinese farmer. So he knew where my mom was. Like, this is one day, it's a miracle. Like, he bought me, and then he showed me like this thing called a phone. Like, I've never seen a cell phone in my life. And he was like, do you have ever seen a phone? I was like, of course I've never seen a phone. But he was saying things in Chinese. And then like he's like, this thing can take pictures. So he was taking pictures and then showing me on the album, like, do you see, this thing can do a lot of things more than like speaking. And then in the pictures, I see my mom's photo. And then I was like, this is mama. It's like my mother, my mama. And then that's when he knew the woman that he just sold was my mother. And yeah, so and obviously he raped my mom too. And then he wanted me now. So he said if I become his mistress, he was going to buy my mom back from the farmer that he just sold. And then he was going to help me find my sister and help me get my sick father out of North Korea. So I made a deal with this devil. And with some miracle, he kept his promise. He did bring my mom back to me. And then he brought my sick father to me, to China.
Do you think he fell in love with you?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.